Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another book review. This is the second book in the Angels Walking series. It's called Chasing Sunsets, and it takes off where Angels Walking actually left us with Sammy and Tyler. And Sammy and Tyler, they're now together after Tyler has repented of his subsequent all of his bad habits, everything that he was into that was, how do I say this? It wasn't good for his health. Let me just say it that way. It just didn't bolster him or help him live a lifestyle that one would want to emulate. So he becomes more of a role model, and Sammy as well becomes a role model to youth. And subsequently, Chasing Sunsets, it revolves around Mary Catherine and Marcus. And Marcus is actually Tyler's best friend, and especially in pitching and baseball. The story centers directly on baseball in that aspect. And Marcus is he's of mixed race, and he has a lot of character. He plays for the Dodgers, and he's one of the best players ever in the team. And he's dating the coach's niece, and she's very immature and direct and overly clingy and flirty, and it comes across to Marcus as she's being a little bit desperate, and he perceives her to be a little bit young, and he decides that he's going to break it off with her and follow Mary Catherine. But Mary Catherine has a whole laundry list of health issues, and it's actually really quite sad. But you want to hold out hope for the two of them, because they were made for each other like peanut butter and jelly. That's a little bit of a spoiler alert, sorry. But in the book, you also learn about this young girl named Lexi, who's a part of a gang called the West Knights. And she has to kowtow to everything Darren, her boyfriend, quote unquote, for lack of a better term, wants her to do, because he is going to be the next gang leader. In order to do this, he has to kill one of the East End gang members, or innocent bystander. And the innocent bystander is Marcus Dillinger. And yeah, I'm up here. What do you need? Scott's gone. Okay. Sorry about that. My dad just wanted to know something about our border. Other than that, I can say that this book gets even better from the first initial installment or installation of the Angels Walking series. And you feel sorry for Mary Catherine, because you really want the best for her, as she's been turning herself away from love because of her issues and how bad her heart is. And it's just one thing after another, and you wonder if there's going to be a happy ending for them both. But this particular book actually ends on a cliffhanger. And she said she was going to be writing, I think, 4 more books, so it would be 6 books at least. 5, or it's going to be 5 or 6. This usually writes them in pairs of 5s or 4s. I've noticed that as her pattern as she produces them, and she does so rather quickly. But now I'm left with, well, no, I'm actually reading another book at the moment, so it's going to give me something to stave my appetite as I patiently wait. But it's a very good series, and like I said, it's reminiscent of Chronicles of Brothers, but I honestly think that Chronicles of Brothers is better written. This is exceptionally written in its own way, and it's more intimate, because in this case we have two angels, and in each mission there are angels that are sent to help facilitate something, and I'm not going to say what it is in this case because it would be a humongous Mondo plot breaker, and I don't want to subject you to that, and I'm too nice to do so. I'm not going to be rude, but Jag and Aspen, they are sent to help Lexi. Well, Aspen especially. Well, actually, no, it's Jag. It's not Aspen that does it. It's Jag, because he becomes a police. He transitions into the role of police officer. Makes sense. And he does his best to try to point her into the right direction. And it's only until Marcus and Sammy and Mary Catherine and Tyler come into her life that they lead her down the right pathway and get her into that whole Scared Straight program and turn her around, and realizing that gang life is just, it's a dead end. And of course this is true of everyday life, because it will absolutely lead you nowhere. I've seen it happen way too many times, unfortunately. And it's more of a mark of just the way the world's going, I think, and the statistic. And who wants to be a statistic? I'd rather be an outlier than a statistic. But anyway, Chasing Sunsets to me just continues the tradition of Kingsbury and her radically changing fiction, and how well she can write to her audience. And particularly, I related to Mary Catherine. I mean, I don't have health problems, but like Mary Catherine, I really haven't met anybody that I connect with. Yeah, I have friends that I love and that are close to me, but I just don't feel any connection chemically with them. And it's just, we have to have similar interests, and we also have to have a chemical connection, because if there isn't any chemistry, then why bother getting into a relationship? I think they have to, it's just like Mary Catherine said, they have to be real, and I want a real person in my life, and I know it'll happen at some point in time. But even if it doesn't, I'm not unhappy, because I have people that I can call to be my friends that have my back, and that in itself is something, because it's just like, I was watching One Piece, and Saul the giant, when he's talking to her name isn't Vivi, it's when he's talking to Robin, I'm sorry, Vivi, why would I say Vivi? Vivi's a princess. Anyway, when he's talking to Robin, he said, "Ain't nobody who is ever born into the world is born to be alone." And I thought, yeah, that's absolutely true. Even Robin, with her freakish powers and her ability to manifest arms and hands out of thin air, yeah, that would freak the average person out. Well, anybody, even if they weren't so average and maybe a little bit slow on the uptick. But anyway, I thought, yeah, that's absolutely true, and I just felt like God was speaking to me. And the same thing with this and her story. And I thought, just like Mary Catherine, I feel like there is hope for me, and I know that there's somebody out there, and I'm not going to hold out I'm not going to be desperate or anything. I'm not going to say, well, it doesn't exist and there is no chivalry in the world. No, that's not true, because Marcus is an excellent example of a Southern gentleman. And yeah, there's a little bit of me that has a bit of a Southern twang. And the reason for that is because I would house sit with my dad and my mom every summer in South Carolina, and it's my home away from home. But anyway, there's just a bit of the rebel in me. I really don't know what else to say other than this was a fantastic book, and it gave me some really good ideas to implement in writing my my next rom-com, which is called Something More. It's just something I came up with, and I'm hoping that it will turn out very well. That's basically all I have to say, and until next time, bye.